So, hi everyone. I thought after hunting down some of my favorite pressings of the first three Metallicas, I was thinking to make an upgrade. I already had a video. I already have a video of the first five Metallicas and my favorite pressings of them. Sorry, and I was thinking after acquiring some more pressings of those wonderful albums. I was thinking to make a presentation again of with a enlarged number of pressings and only the first three Metallicas, which are still for me legendary albums and great music in the 80s, great metal music of the 80s. So, hi everyone, and I hope um, it can inspire some to buy these beautiful albums. And I also try to show, oh, yeah, this works. Interesting. This could work nicely. Okay, okay, this can work. Um, I can now switch also to the Discogs. Let me see if this is visible. I hope. Can you see, Frank? Can you see the Discogs now? Is this visible for you now? Oh no, it's not. Now I think it's visible. What is there? And then I can just put. Is it now visible? I think now it should be visible. Yes. Okay. Yes, it should be visible. So then I can go out again and can put on solo. Yeah. So I can switch from here to there. For the Kill 'Em All, I have five five pressings now in my collection, and I wanted to start with number five, which would be they are all I have here are sounding very good in their own way, but I try to present a ranking according to my taste, how I like it, and how I prefer them. So, first of all, I would start with this great, let me check it, this great pressing. This is the latest. This is done by Chris Bellman. I many times I said he did a very cool job mastering the first five Metallica albums, and this is the pressing from Chris Bellman, I think 2016, if I'm not mistaken, remastered for the first time. Blah blah blah. So he did a very good job, a very nice pressing, excellent value for money. It sounds beautiful. It might be from I think it is from digital source, and he cut this at the Bernie Grundman's mastering lab, but he did a fabulous job. It has a very great tonal balance. It sounds very good. As we progress to the other pressings, I can tell you the difference. This sounds very nice. It sounds polished and it sounds very good in one way, but for me personally, I grew up with the one I show later, with the Roadrunner Dutch first European pressing. And compared to that one, this lacks a little bit of attack. So it sounds beautiful, but when you are used to the first pressings of either England, America, or Germany, or Europe, I am from Germany, I kind of miss the brutality of the guitar in the mix. He balanced it out very nicely. It can be a little fatiguing because there is a lot of high frequency on this album also. But honestly speaking, not when you hear it in the first American pressings, it's not there. So I come to this later. So I think different countries have different approaches to the mixing process and the mastering process. But Chris Bellman here, he did a very fabulous job bringing a tonal balance together. And now that you can get this for a very nice price, a very excellent value for money. So I highly recommend this pressing for those who cannot afford or who don't want to afford a very expensive first pressing or expensive laterish pressing, very earlyish pressing. But this one is a really good recommendation if you are on a low budget and you want good money, value for money. It sounds very good. Next one would be the one I grew up with. This one is the first pressing, the first European Dutch Roadrunner pressing. I just got this in a really fantastic shape. I am very happy to. I had it and I sold it. I sold it stupidly enough, and this is in a very wonderful, beautiful condition. This is the first pressing I bought in '84. Kill 'em all on the Roadrunner, complete with inert in a near mint condition. Very much like it. This one is very different to the Bellman pressing because this has for me definitely the most brutal and the rawest sound of all. It really kicks, it springs, it jumps out of the speakers, and it has this, the guitars on the Kill 'em All are very brutal, very raw, very in your face. And here, the mastering engineer, I think Tim Young, if I'm not mistaken, mixed it or mastered it so brutal, and that the guys at Roadrunner did a fabulous job. But honestly speaking, you need a good cartridge and you need a good synchronicity in your system because it can sound a little bright. If you have a card or an amplifier which is more on the lean or on the clean, what is it called, analytical side, it may sound a little harsh. But if you have a nice balanced system with a nice cartridge which is forgiving and not only analytical, and it has everything there, but not in spades like the other ones I represent. So here we have a lot of attack, a lot of brutal energy, but I miss a little bit on this pressing because I'm now used to the other ones which follow. It lacks a little bit of warmth and bass and bottom end. You cannot really hear how Burton is playing his bass so wonderfully. So the bottom end, the lower frequencies are cut a little bit too much here in this pressing, but it sounds very energetic and it sounds fabulous because it captures what they wanted to have. It captures their brutality from the early times. And this is really something. When I listened to this album for the first time, it really blew me away. Hit the Lights and all this Motor Breath and Whiplash and Phantom Lord. And here this energy is captured brilliantly, but it could have been, that is what Chris Bellman did. He put a little bit more bottom end to it and more tonal balance. But for those guys like me who grew up with this one in European and Germany, the Roadrunner original pressing, it still has this in your face feeling which makes you like this when it comes out of the speakers. It's like, yeah, it's in your face, it's brutal, it's raw. And like I said, you need a good synchronicity in your system between the cartridge and the preamp and the amplifier to tame it a little bit. But when you tamed it, it comes out crystal clear. Just with the one minus point, it lacks a little bit of bottom end, but it's a stone cold classic pressing. I was happy to find it again after so long. I had one in a very good plus condition, but I wanted one in near mint, and I found it, and it's something. So then when I grew up and joined, I met Patrick, the vinyl archivist, Pipithel. He introduced me. He said to me, "You should get the first pressings all on Megaforce from Kill 'Em All and Ride the Lightning." So I followed his advice and I grabbed them, and I was very lucky to find this one. This is the first US original, absolute first pressing. This is the one with the original silver labels, and this is also in top-notch condition. This is the first absolute pressing of Kill 'Em All, which came out '83 in America. It has it in the dead wax. It's really beautiful. And I was amazed. I was very amazed how different it sounded to the one I grew up with, to the one from Roadrunner. This is very different. The attack and the energy and the rawness is a little subdued, and you can hear more bottom end, and you can hear a clearer separation of the instruments, and you can hear, for the first time, I heard Cliff Burton playing his. He's not playing with a pickup; he's playing with his fingers, and you can hear this very clearly on the US pressings. Best on the US pressings, I must say. Really wonderful how they brought out the lower ends, the lower frequency, especially the bass and the drums. Very beautifully sounding first pressing. It lacks now here. I have to say it lacks a little bit also the attack, like with Bellman's pressing, Bellman's cut. It has not the brutality of the guitars, which is in the Roadrunner pressing, but it has a much better bass and much better lower end. So you can choose now what is for you. You know, I took both because I wanted to have them both, and this is certainly a collector's grail. And but I was not aware of it, that there is one pressing also on the Megaforce level which beats this one. So then I found in the internet, I found that some guys are saying, man, you should get the EMW pressing of Kill 'Em All. This is still not really a true first pressing, but it has the same matrix as the promo, as the white label promo. And interestingly enough, let me see. Oh no, this is now I'm wrong. I have to change this. The next one I want to show was not this one, it was this one. Sorry. Yeah, this one is this is another Megaforce label pressing. It is a little laterish, but it is called this EMW pressing. If you go to, I can show you, if we go to Discogs, you can see here on Discogs, it has this EMW. So when I go on this link, you can see that this is an EMW pressing, and it has a different mastering. It has a different mastering. It is mastered by Tom Coyne. Here, this guy, lacquer cut. No, sorry, he cut a different lacquer cut by Tom Coyne, and it sounds different. It's very interesting. It sounds different than the one I had, than the first pressing. What is also different is that you have here, this is also in a beautiful condition, by the way. What is also different is that you have here, let me show you, you have here the titles with the timestamp. So this is not on the true first pressing. The title tracks are there, but not in the time. The time is not on the label. So Hit the Lights, 4 minutes and 17 minutes. This is not on the label of the first pressing, only on the EMW label. And what is different from this one is this combines, you can say, this one from Tom Coyne, cut by Tom Coyne cut. This EMW pressing combines the Roadrunner and the Megaforce first pressing. It has the punch of the Megaforce first pressing, the bass, the lower end, but it also has the high frequency, the rawness, the brutality of the Roadrunner pressing. So this is both of the other. So this is both worlds in one. So this has the attack, it has the brutality of the wonderful guitar playing, but it also has what you need to have a tonal balance. It also has the lower frequency. It also has Cliff Burton playing fabulously on his bass. You can hear every note he plays. So I would say that this is better sounding from my ears than even the first pressing. And interestingly enough, it has -1 on both, -1 on both sides, A1 on both sides. I can show you again. 1 second. It has this. Yes, we are on this Discog side. It has the run out. It has A1, and it has. It's not on this side. Sorry, it's not on the Discog side. It has A1 and A1 on side A and A1 on side B, which is exactly the same matrix number than the white label promo of the Kill 'Em All. And like you know, this is the actual when they give the promotional LPs. It is the first matrix number, so this has the exact name matrix, like the white label promo, like the first promotional copy of Kill 'Em All. I was very happy to get this information, and it really sounds better than my UK American first pressing. So I was happy to snatch this. So if you want it, check Discogs EMW pressing on the Megaforce labels with the time in the titles. It sounds fabulous. It really sounds fabulous. This would be, until now, this would have been my top favorite pressing, but it is topped. I can say this I may rank it as number 2, but actually with Kill 'Em All we have 2 winners because the difference is not that big. We have here, this one would be my preference for this evening. Hi Jason, for this evening, this is the Kill 'Em All reissue from 1988. I can show you on Discogs. This is the pressing from 1988. I don't know what Metric has here. Hulu, like this. This is the specialty pressing, stereo specialty pressing, and interestingly enough, this is done by Master Disc, and it has Am I Evil and Blitzkrieg on side A. It has Blitzkrieg. On side B, it has Am I Evil, and it is done by Robert Ludwig. So this is a DMM, a direct metal mastering, master disc. So done by Robert Ludwig. It has also RL in the dead wax on, and this is for me personally, he nailed it with this pressing. It is again a little upgrade, but not very much to the EMW pressing. But this one sounds, for me personally, tonally perfectly balanced. It has everything you want. It has the brutality of the guitars. It has the burden. Cliff Burton's bass playing has lower end, punch, attack, energy. He really nailed it. Normally, you say always, some people say, I don't like direct metal mastering, but here I cannot find fault. It sounds wonderful, beautiful condition. Also, I found it, and it has, for the first time, it has the Elektra label. On Elektra, and it's Robert Ludwig in the dead wax. It sounds brutal, fantastic to have this one. It's from 1988, so it's considered definitely a reissue. But I have not a problem with reissues if it sounds so good. And like I said, Bob Ludwig, he nailed it. This sounds wonderful, really, really wonderful. If you find this one in great condition, get it. For me, it is the best one together with the EMW. All 5 I showed now from Kill 'Em All are superb, but the nuances are slight, and this would win now, today. I don't know what's in 1 week or 1 month, but for me now, the impression I got from this one is fantastic. It sounds brutal, but it has a wonderful, wonderful tonal balance, and Robert Ludwig, he did a fabulous job. So then we go on to Ride the Lightning. The next one, I also got now 4 copies of the Ride the Lightning. 3 are all analog and 1 is digital. So I start with the digital. This is the Bellman remaster. And I have to say, all 4 of them sounds wonderful. Every one of them sounds really, really cool. There is nothing to critique. There's not really anything to say, wow, this doesn't sound good. But, so here, the Ride the Lightning by Chris Bellman. I grew up again with the Roadrunner first pressing in Germany, the Dutch pressing, and again, Bellman did a fabulous job, but for me personally, it is too nice. You know, when you get a Harman Kardon amplifier, or Macintosh, they are very nice, you know, but they are too nice for me. They are a little bit too polished. And this is a great sounding remaster from Chris Bellman, but for me it sounds too nice. Forgive me to say this, but it sounds a little too nice. It has a little bit not the energy and the brutality I was used to when I listened to the Roadrunner pressing for years and years and years. And it sounds wonderful. It's brutal, excellent value for money, but it sounds a little bit too nice. This is what I can say, but it's really nonetheless a superb sounding album, superb sounding pressing, and a wonderful job by Chris Bellman. But when we go to the others, I can explain more in depth what I mean with too nice. So this is not a bad thing. This is a really first world problem, you can say. Um, Next one, amazingly enough, it's not the best sounding pressing I have, but this is the original first pressing on Megaforce. This is the first absolute pressing from Frankfurt pressing. Um, really good mastering here on this album, beautifully done. Very good sounding record. I was happy to find this one, the true Megaforce first pressing, and really great sound, but not as good as the other two, which will follow now. But if you find this one in a great condition nowadays, very expensive stuff. But I was amazed that it is topped by two other pressings in my collection. In my humble opinion, a long time I thought this one is the best one. Hi, Brian. I thought this one may be the best one, but I was always torn between the Roadrunner, which I grew up in '84, and this one. And I always thought, this sounds great, but I prefer the Roadrunner. And still up to this day, I think I really prefer the Roadrunner pressing. They did really an excellent job at Roadrunner to capture the energy and the whole thing a little bit better for my personal taste than with the Megaforce first pressing. It has a bigger sound stage. Interestingly enough, it has a warmer sound, but in the meantime, warmer means nice low bottom end, good bass production, but it has a beautiful attack of the wonderful guitar sound. I love the guitar sound on Ride the Lightning. And here the the Roadrunner guys, they really did a fantastic job of capturing the energy of this album, and they did a huge job. I love it. It was with me. I have here two copies because this one was the one I don't have the cover anymore, but this one I bought. I bought in '84. This is really from '84. It's worn out. And then I found it again on a record fair in a very beautiful condition. So this is the Roadrunner. Let me check if I can make it clear. This is the Roadrunner pressing, like this Roadrunner pressing from Dutch, Netherlands. This one really sounds fantastic. It has more energy. It has more energy and more brutality, like the first pressing of Megaforce by Megaforce. It has a bigger sound stage, and I like this oomph. It has this brutal attack, which I miss a little bit. Like with the Kill 'Em All, I miss a little bit this brutal attack, this punch. They captured this here on the Roadrunner pressing in a fantastic way. So this would be my second best, which I have in my collection. This is really something. If you find the Roadrunner, it's not very expensive today. It's much less expensive than the Megaforce first pressing, but it sounds in my system, in my ears, on my system, it sounds better. It has a much more better tonal balance and has this brutal energy which this album has in its, which the recording has. No doubt about that. They did a very good job with the Roadrunner mastering. Beautiful. This would be my second best of the Ride the Lightning. And then I want to say thank you to John Simpson, a good friend of mine who found me this phenomenal pressing. This is for me now the best pressing I ever heard, Ride the Lightning. This is the specialty press mastered by Howie Weinberg. It is in '84. They went in wintertime, they went to Elektra, and a stunning condition, archive copy, near mint, all through and through. It sounds meticulous. It combines the Roadrunner and the Megaforce and then some. So here we have the soundstage, the bass, the brutal attack. And Howie Weinberg, I love his type of mastering. I have Blackout from him, and I think one more I have where Howie Weinberg was the mastering engineer. This is really something. I was looking for this a long time because I did not know that that some will sell it in a good condition. It was very hard. I think since a half year I know about this pressing, and it was very hard to find in a good condition. Then I found one on Discogs, and John Simpson, he helped me get it. This is really fantastic. Specialty pressing I can show you when we go to Discog. Let me just put Discogs on. Here we go. When you type in my collection, I can show you this top right, the Lightning. I can show you here. It's the collection of Ride the Lightning. Hey, hey, ho, ho, what's going on? Yes, here, Ride the Lightning. This is the specialty pressing. I can show you here. Reissue stereo specialty pressing, Howie Weinberg. And it has this, you can see here, it has this specialty presses with credit to HV, HW, and runouts. So this means Howie Weinberg. It has this here, HV master disc from Howie Weinberg, and it sounds superb. Superb, and identical matrix like the white label promo pressing. This speaks also for itself. And like I said, this sounds fantastic. This is really now for me my go-to. I love the Roadrunner and I love this one, but if I have to rank it, this would win. This specialty pressing mastered by Howie Weinberg. I put the links all on the video description. You can check them. This is really something else. Great find, and I'm thankful to John Simpson for helping me get this album. Great. So this would be Ride the Lightning. Four left for Master of Puppets. Let's go to Discogs. 1 second. I put Discogs on. For Master of Puppets, I have 4 albums, and I want to present you Master of not Puppets, but Puppets. Here we go. So I have the Roadrunner, the Blackened, the double gatefold double album, and the promo. So spoiler alert. Hi Eddie. So on my 4th ranking place, so that means the not so good sounding one, but still pretty good sounding one, is this gatefold. It's very looked after right now. Mine is a little worn. It has some scratches, no skips, but some scratches. This is the original one I bought in '86, so it is very old. and it has some yeah, you can say VG plus, maybe VG plus, but it's a collectible right nowadays. Many people buy them because it is this gatefold cover, and it's 45 RPM Music for Nation pressing. You can see here 45. It sounds very good. I don't like 2 songs on one side. I hate it. After 2 songs, of course, they are longish here, the Metallica songs. But after 15 minutes to turn around the sides, I don't like this. I'm not super fond of 2 times 45 albums. But the sound is great. It is a little too loud for my humble opinion, for my ears, a little bit too much. Put everything in the front. I prefer it a little bit more decent, but it sounds great. If you find it nowadays, it's not to get, I think, below 100 euros. I don't think so. It sounds very good, but it would never be my first choice, my second choice, and of course also not my third choice like I will present today. But if you find it as a collectible in a good condition, it's worth it. It has a gatefold cover. It sounds good, but it doesn't sound as good as the next ones I show. Here, this is Chris Bellman's work, Master of Puppets, and for me personally, on this album, he did his best work by remastering all of those I have from him, the first 5. Here, he did a marvelous job because on some systems and in some pressings, the guitar sound on Master of Puppets has too many high frequencies, too much treble. It can be fatiguing. When you listen to Battery in the beginning, it can overwhelm you with the high frequency. Master of Puppets is a little bit better, but still you can feel there's a lot of high frequencies in the guitar mix. I don't know why they did it like that, but Chris Bellman, he did a beautiful job taming these high frequencies, and he created a wonderful tonal balance for that album. And I never heard it in this way. Laid back a little bit more, agreeable, comfortable listening, not so fatiguing. after a while. It's really a good sounding album, a good sounding remaster, beautifully done. For me, the best of all of the three I present now from Chris Bellman. Justice for All sounds also good. The Black Album he did also marvelously, but this one for me stands out because he could tame this high frequencies beautifully, and the separation of instruments is also very wonderfully done on this one. Great mastering, and highly recommended for, because the price is superb. If you consider what I show next, they are much more expensive, and this sounds really cool for a fraction of the money the others are costing. So this is highly recommended. Superb job on taming those fatiguing high frequencies. Sometimes on some systems it can come through. My second best Master of Puppets would be the Roadrunner pressing with the Music for Nation label. With the Music for Nation label. But it is still a Roadrunner pressing. They don't have this white red anymore. It still has Roadrunner 9717 in the catalog number. It has now the labels from Music for Nation, but still it is the Roadrunner production, and it sounds marvelous. I am glad I found the Tim Tom version. When you go to I go to Discogs, I show you Master of Puppets. This is the Roadrunner Master of Puppets, Music for Nations. It should have in the dead wax Tim Tom. You can see here it has a very good engineer. It sounds beautiful. This was for a long time for me. I grew up with this also. I bought it in '86. The Tim Tom mastering is fantastic. Then again, Patrick Pibithel told me that this is not the best for him. For him, the best would be the white label promo. So up until I met Pibithel, this was my go-to copy and my favorite sounding version of Metallica's Master of Puppets. I had the Elektra first pressing. I had the club, this and that, some of them. But this one was always for me the go-to because it has the best presentation for my system, for my ears. It's still raw as hell and brutal, but it is acceptable if you have a really good system where you can where the cartridge is a little forgiving and not super analytical. This is really a great pressing. I have it in unplayed condition. A friend of mine played it once and recorded it, and then he sold it to me later on. This is a great album. I played it several times, but I got it, like he told me he played it only once. I was so happy to find this one. This would be my second best Master of Puppets of Metallica Master of Puppets, the Roadrunner pressing. And the best one of for me, after Pibithel made me realize it, is the white label promo. This is a monumental pressing, Elektra white label promo. Usually it has the sticker here, warning of language. I don't have it, I don't care. The record is in a near mint condition. It sounds beautiful. And here we can see actually that here country of origin really plays a role, because here we have the tamed version. This is not so raw like the Roadrunner, and not so raw like, you know, the English. I had also the UK first pressing, which can be fatiguing, but this one, the white label promotional copy, it is very balanced. For the first time also I could hear Cliff Burton's bass playing, which is usually buried in the 50-60 guitars Hetfield put on top of each other, but here you can clearly hear Cliff Burton playing wonderfully, especially Orion and Leper Messiah and Sanitarium. You can hear him play wonderfully. So the separation of instruments wins with this one, and the tonal balance also. It is not as raw and heavy on the treble high frequency side like the Roadrunner and the others I heard, like the double LP. So this is my preferred pressing of Master of Puppets. It's very expensive, so I snatched it maybe 10 years or 8 years ago in a really cool near mint excellent condition, and I'm glad I have this one as, for me personally, a reference, because this is how it should sound. Promotional copies always use very early stampers, so this is a great monumental album in a monumental pressing. So this would be my upgrade to the first 3 Metallica albums. I hope I could inspire you or deliver something interesting for you to check out. I put the links of the pressings in the description, and I hope you had a great time. If there's any question or comment, feel free to ask or tell me. Thank you for your attention. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful time, everyone. These pressings are really cool. Frank, if you find this one in your country, America, check out. There's also one club edition done by Robert Ludwig, Columbia. Check them out. But this specialty pressing of Ride the Lightning with the Howie Weinberg mastering, wow. Fantastic. Fantastic. Bye, everyone. Have a great time. See you.